and we are moving into our third conversation for today, where we're going to find out more about a new phone app created by a Belizean programmer called Renison Crawford. And he's going to tell us all about the motivation behind creating this new app and what he hopes to do with it. Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Square. As you have told your guests, my name is Renison Crawford. I'm currently about to complete my master's studies in macroeconomics with a specialty in emerging markets. So, my background is in economics. However, I am very passionate about programming, and I've been doing it for many years now.
Interesting. Wait, so Renison, before we go any further, just tell us a bit about yourself. Where are you from, and then where are you studying?
Well, I'm originally from Orange Walk Town, but I migrated to San Pedro as a teenager. And somehow, somewhere, I ended up in Europe. So I'm currently studying in Europe, Vienna, Austria. But I'm doing currently a double degree. So I already did part of my degree in Taiwan, and now I'm just completing the other part in Austria at the moment.
So the programming side of you, that's just your hobby?
That's what I did in between classes or between periods when I was bored. I just turned on my computer and I just built apps and whatever came to mind.
That's a very useful hobby to have.
I think it is.
Yeah. All right. So you created an app it's the Coronavirus Active Management System. Tell us what was the impetus behind wanting to make this app?
Well, to be honest, I came to Belize to see my family. It was a very difficult time, and I choose to come because I don't know when I will be able to leave Vienna again, because at the moment there's a current new strain of the virus, and it's more contagious than before. And I don't know the details of it, but it's more contagious, and they're currently talking about closing down again, and that means that would be the last chance I had, so I came to Belize. While being here, I saw how dire the situation was, and I saw the measures the government was taking to try to prevent and mitigate COVID. There's a current system in place. I can't say per se if it's effective or not, but I think it's helping with the numbers. However, I believe that it can be optimized to be more efficient. At the moment, there's the BTB app that is currently up there, and people are using it. I'm not so versed with the app, because when I tried to download the app or I tried to use the app, it didn't function as advertised. So I said maybe I can help with my expertise and my knowledge and whatever things that I've acquired, skills I've acquired over the years. So I came up with a solution that would best fit Belize's need.
Yeah.
So I look at it as a doctor looking at a patient. I more specialize in economy, so I look at the problem from that point of view. Yeah. And I realized that due to Belize infrastructure, communication technology, availability of internet, healthcare facilities, all those things you combine, and then you start seeing the holes in the system where the virus still will continue to spread and burn through the population. So with that being in mind, I designed a system that fits the need of Belize, and it's perfectly suited for Belize. So I designed an application, and the application is at the heart of a system, entire system that needs to be managed by people, by government officials, etc.
Yeah.
No.
And so, as someone who's versed in economics, and also you said part of your specialty is emerging markets, you identified problem number one, which was not everyone has access to data or internet to be tracked all the time.
Yes, that's a big problem. Even if you have access to data, the coverage range is not wide.
Yeah.
For example, where I'm living in Austria, that's not a problem. You have internet 24/7, and internet is basically free at this moment. It's a marginal cost you have to pay, but it's really cheap. That's what I want to say. But when you have to choose between buying a data plan for $6 or buying food at this moment, it's very hard. It's a hard sell. So the system is designed in such a way the common user does not need internet. They do not need internet to be tracked, and that's the beauty of the system, right? It's designed for a third world country like Belize, not third world, I would say developing country, because we're long left up days. We're a developing country at the moment.
Yeah. I appreciate that you take into account the realities on the ground. So from what we've seen, I know this was also in the news that you spoke about putting the app together, hoping that it would be adopted by either tourism officials or health officials. How has it been going, reaching out to them? I mean, you've created it. It really is just, are you trying to sell it to them or you just want to gift it?
At the moment, I'm not thinking of selling it. I'm just trying to give it to the people of Belize. Of course, there's a maintenance cost, and it's going to be a little expensive, but nothing comparable to the cost of trying to manage the virus and the damage it's doing to the economy. Right? Tourism is down 75%. We used to 45 cents of every dollar Belizeans spend is directly attributed to the tourist industry, and if you really do it indirectly, you will see that it's more. So at the moment, we're only getting 12 cents on the dollar. That for 45 cents, we're only getting 12 cents from the tourist industry, and that's going to dwindle down to nothing. And for a government to lose 45% of its budget, it's really hard because a lot of people are not aware that most teachers, doctors, public workers are all benefiting from the tourist industry indirectly. So the industry needs to come back. I've been trying to reach the correct individuals. However, the process, I don't think they don't want to listen to me. I think there's a lot going on at the moment. But I would like for things to speed up a little bit more because it's something that's practical.
Yeah.
It's simple and it's practical. I don't believe in complexity. The more you learn, the more you understand that systems should not be complex because then it becomes expensive to maintain and unmaintainable over a period of time due to complexity.
Yeah.
So you make the system as simple as possible.
So tell us how the app works. So if I download it, it's ideally to help with two things. And I know some of the phones have integrated the COVID exposure. This is similar to that. It would tell you, it would track where you're going, and also if you test positive, know who you came in contact with.
So let me put up a graphic, some graphics to show you exactly, and I walk you through the process.
Okay.
So
the TV version, of course, right?
yes, ma'am. TV version. So I believe So let me just open PowerPoint and show. Okay.
Okay.
So COVID. I was calling it COVID active management system, but I realized the active is not needed, and it's more an automated management system whereby you don't need to have officials on the ground tracking people anymore. That's tedious, it's hard, and it's taxing on the people out there because they're putting their lives at risk, right?
Yeah.
So why do that when we have the comfort of technology and they can do it? They can be much more efficient. They can be trained to do it digitally instead of manually, right? So now, the system is based off a QR code system, like I say, but the QR code is not mandatory. When users sign up, they will either sign up with a passport or any official government documentation that I can save their numbers. Once you enter the ID number into the system, the user can use their ID numbers to still register in the system. So you don't need internet. You can print your QR code on a piece of paper. You can do whatever. You do not need the access of internet to register into location. Maybe if you want, you can use it, the app, for you as a common man. There is that option. The only person in this relationship, like I will show you, for example, let's say this is Brody's, people are there shopping. Each one of these individuals would have to sign in with the QR code or with their identification number. They just give their identification number to whoever is scanning or checking at the door. Yeah. And as you enter the store, the system will start to monitor you. Okay, let's say Marlene entered the store at 8 a.m. in the morning, and it logs everyone who is entering in that moment. So we have a history, a snapshot of what's happening in that moment for, let's say, the hour, however period of time you're there.
I'm thinking, let me just say, so I know some business places have gone to kind of taking down your personal data. They may ask you for an ID or your name or contact information. This would help, even if you don't get, a buy-in from the entire tourism sector, health. If I have a restaurant, for example, and I want to be responsible, I could use something like this as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This system is designed for Australia. I designed it for the whole tourist industry at
Yeah.
heart because that's what we really need. That's the end goal, right?
Yeah.
That's the end game. So right now we have the current tourism industry. They have a gold standard in the
Yeah.
tourism industry right now, and you have to log the people entering and exiting your premises.
Yeah.
But this way it's much more efficient, it's faster, and you have immediate access to the data at yourself, the tip of your fingers, right? So every official would have that data live as it's happening. So you actually see the COVID spread rate as it's happening across the country, and you can target those hot zones. And I'll speak about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
So now with the application, you enter a hub. The hub will register you in. Like I said, you can use your app on your phone, or you can use your QR. You can print your QR code or give them your social security, and that's all they need as you enter. So it speeds up the process, so it makes it less tedious.
Yeah.
Because at some point, I believe as the situation gets worse, I think we're just at the beginning. We haven't reached the peak per se, because when you look at the burn rate, the virus is burning very slow through the population. Even though there's a vaccine, it's not going to be deployed as quickly as people think, and it takes a while to be effective, and the vaccine is not a cure. Yeah. And it's just something to minimize the symptoms and reduce the probability of death in an individual. It's like the flu shot. You have to take it forever.
So Renison, let me ask, because we don't have the time to go through all the mechanics of the app, but ideally what you would want is that people make use of it. It can help in your monitoring process. It can help both on a countrywide level, but it can also help with your own individual business, or if you're a tourism community as well. How do people get access to it? Is it already available for download?
Yes, the app is not ready to download for public. It's not for public use. It is in testing and designing. Yeah. So I'll go through that quickly for you. So this is how the app works. I'll come back to these graphics. Let me show an example of the app. I'll bring it up on the screen. So now.
So that's what it would look like.
So this is how the app looks. Give me a second.
Then you have the QR code, you'd scan it.
Yeah, so now what you're seeing is my design interface that I need to design the app. This is live, this is working, right? So let's say on the left-hand side, you will see a QR code, and you see location, registration ID, channel 5, company channel 5, Belize. So this would be your company QR code here that the business will use to register. This is their version of the app. The app, what you're seeing is just an interface to grant users access to the system, because actually
I fear you're getting too technical with your computer information. So
okay, so let's go to the point. So now basically the users will the image on the right. That's the user application, and when you click into it, you get your QR and your personal info. This info you shouldn't share it with anyone. If you choose to do so, that's your personal choice, right? So here you will have your identification number, your COVID status, the last location you visited, right? That's how the system works, and that's all information you need. On the business hand, they will be able to register you into the system, and here you have an open QR option where you're going to open your camera. However, I cannot do that because I'm using the camera to speak with you at the moment, so it won't work. But on your mobile phone, it works beautifully.
So you can scan the code, You'd open the camera to scan the code.
That's it. That's the app that the users have, and that's the app that the hubs they use. But there's also additional parts which only ministry has access to, or only high-ranking officials or authorized personnel would have direct access to. That's where the data lies. So this is just an interface to connect to the system itself.
Yeah, so what you're saying is, and that's what I wanted to get at. So this is kind of a modern way, using technology to be able to help you register where you are, have the hub also know who comes in. But the real purpose is this. So if someone tests positive, there can be an alert that goes out to say you've been exposed.
Yes, that's the key.
And
so now I have this graphics here. So immediately, if someone is tested positive within the system, all the persons they have come in contact with will be notified that they might have been in contact with someone
Yeah.
who has contracted COVID-19.
Yeah.
So,
And I can see, this is perhaps one of the most important things that we do need to do, for the simple fact that the sooner you know you've been exposed, the sooner you can start isolating and you can slow the spread. This is
Yes.
such a very progressive, I think, initiative that you've undertaken, just a Belizean coming home and wanting to improve what's already there. How do people get in touch with you if they're interested in learning more or want to use the app for their own purposes?
So you can get in touch with me at my email address at renison.crawford@hotmail.com. It's that simple. A lot of people in the media already have my contact information. I'm on Facebook like the average human being today. So there's much more capabilities to talk about, Miss Claire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have time on the show, and I don't.
Yeah.
So
no,
if
we're
you
out of time. That's why I was trying to get. I know that you have a number of other elements to it.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I think the bigger part of the story here, Renison, is just you're a young man who came home and wanted to help with a skill set that you already possess. And I think that in itself is such a great story, because that's what we want from all our young, bright minds who still have that love and interest for their country, that you could do your part. So I hope that people take all this hard work that you've put into the app and that they get in touch so they can use it. And of course, the bigger goal here is that we slow down the spread of this virus.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, Miss Claire, and it was nice being on the show today.
And thank you for for going ahead and taking initiative and providing something, even without being asked, providing something that you know can help. So thank you. Stay safe, and we hope that people get in touch.
Okay, take care. Thank you.
All right. And there you had it. A young, bright Belizean mind who took some initiative there, created a app that can help in tracking and contacting people once they've come in contact with COVID-19. His name is Renison Crawford. You can find him on Facebook, and you can get his contact information there if you are interested in accessing this app. He's not charging for it. It's just a matter of being able to help in the process. We're going to go ahead now and take our final break, and when we come back, we'll have our wrap-up, so stay tuned.